Mike's on. Great. Ready?
Yep. Okay. We are now live. Udicci updates. Tune in now to. Wow, I like see myself. I almost feel like which one? Which one can you want to? You should need to kind of zoom it in on the Charlie Brown haircut. As I was told this week, I've got the Charlie Brown working. So yeah, we may want to. I didn't really, and then I've got the little shadow happening over here. Can you get? You got the no, shadow's gonna stay. Do we have Mike? Did we actually?
I'm checking.
Did we actually check the mic?
The mic is showing audio.
It's showing audio.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm going to.
Okay. Are we? I'm loosening a couple buttons, getting a little relaxed.
We never named our show, so that should be part of the update.
This is a bit problematic because this is one of my heavy shirts and it's getting tight. Oh, you men out there that know what a heavy shirt is, say aye. All right, are we actually running? Because you know I don't know right now, and we've got the thumbs up. We are rocking and rolling with Udicci updates, and you got to stay tuned for tonight's show. You got to make sure you're tuning into Verbum. You got to tune into Real Talk 360. But tonight on Verbum, our very special guest, returns from last year. The man, the myth, the legend, Justin Lavecchi, will be on the show with us tonight at 7 o'clock. So, welcome back. And so tonight we're actually, as always, we're always doing something a little bit new. You can see all the work happening in front of you. I mean, we've even got an eraser now. You know, we don't know what all that's for, but there was a big whiteboard, but that's been moved because we've got First Friday happening tomorrow, and everybody should be here. And go visit Blue Toucan and the rest of the Hungerford, but you should make sure you come by here because tomorrow night on First Fridays, we present Open Mic with Chappelle. This is going to be a lot of fun. Chappelle has a vision, has a voice, and he's got a strong message he wants to send out there, and he's taking over First Fridays for the next 3 to 6 months, and tomorrow is the first Friday that he is bringing Open Mic to Udicci.TV, our social TV on First Fridays. So if you didn't come out last year, or last month, whatever time frame we're in right now, I'm a little bit distracted because all I keep seeing behind me is that way, that way, and we haven't. Our team is getting bigger. We're actually doing some production training tonight, so it's quite fun. So yep, Open Mic tomorrow night. Come on out. Honestly, come see us. And if we strike a fancy, come on to social TV and let's talk. And simply that means show up, and if we think it's fun and it fits, well then we just kind of throw you on camera right then and there and we see what happens. So that's kind of that happening tomorrow night. And what else is going on? We've got so many things happening, and one of the first things we needed to do was to actually give an update, or I guess a follow-up to our last Friday meeting. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back we're going to follow up. We're going to do our follow-up so we can post it to the Hungerford Insiders, which means that we're just going to do a little quick record change. So we'll be back in just a minute. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's all good. And we can come back whenever you are ready.
All right, it's gonna be
from recording.
It didn't quite work the way we thought it would.
Okay.
I know why, so we'll have to figure that one out.
All right, so is it ready? Are you want to start it again?
No, I haven't. Hold on. We've got audio on, so let me get you on. There you go.
And we're back. Now, do we know yet that are we recording?
We're recording.
We're recording. Good. We're having a little bit of fun there. Something new, some new recording techniques that we're trying to do for tonight. And we did promise sort of a PDF follow-up to our meeting last week, but then we thought, you know what? Why not just take a segment? Let's talk about the meeting from last week. So I was hoping, you know, Cheyenne's here. She was at the meeting, and Tim was at the meeting, so they can kind of add their 2 cents. Tim, do you have your microphone ready?
Almost, yep.
All right, so you can kind of get your microphone ready, and I'll kind of go talking with that. So if you're watching this video, I guess that's probably because you were one of the insiders that was kind of part of the conversation that we had about the last Friday social networking event that we were trying to pull together for some added promotion. A request was made for a follow-up kind of minutes, and I appreciate that, and we can certainly send you what the agenda was like, but we thought, you know what, let's go ahead and just use the video time. So, a couple things. What we did is we broke it down into 3 sections, the meeting, and it was kind of Hungerford, and then promotional activity, which was sort of common promotional activity that, you know, different businesses are doing. So we started sharing that, and that Allie from Blue Toucan Studios next door shared a new email that she started this week, and you can see that out on Facebook. And then we went into a secondary meeting where we had other people who are involved with our business a little bit more step in, and we had a conversation with them. So we're not going to necessarily go into that on tonight's show, but we will kind of talk through the Hungerford and the common promotional activity. So one of the first things that began the show is, or a couple things I guess we should say, is we kind of had an idea about how we were wanting this to work, and we wanted it to be a certain way and have a little fun with it. It didn't quite turn out that way, but I think it still turned out well as far as a conversational format.
I think we both kind of expected it was going to be more of a stand-up kind of network, conversation, that type of thing, but it really was more of a sit-down meeting type of feel.
Yeah, and I really would like to next time get away from that kind of meeting feel. And I think the idea we had there, which was here's some topics, here's some quick introductions, here's some topics, 3 to 5 minutes introducing the topics, and then just time talking together, as opposed to trying to hold a meeting. Because if we get it, if we have too many people trying to have a meeting, it just doesn't seem to take the pace that we may want to see the promotional activity move forward. So we were hoping to be able to have a little bit a different format, and we were hoping to be able to maybe capture some of it on camera, but that didn't happen. But in the end, the conversation we did have was good. It was insightful, useful, good information.
Yeah, and I think it seems that everybody is kind of trying to do the same thing. If we can just start pulling all of those people together that are trying to do the same thing, we're going to move forward quicker.
And from the Hungerford, we had Stephanie and Jennifer were here, right? Yep. Of course, Allie was here with us, and we were part of that. So we had kind of that representation. Then we had a few other people from in the community and other businesses that are trying to do some networking. They showed up. So one of the first things we led with, and we'll kind of explain it, is kind of why we're doing all of this. Somebody online mentioned it sounds like promotion for yourself. It is promotion for us. We are a small business. We are trying to promote what it is we're doing, but we're also, it's more than that. What we're actually we're a marketing company, a technology company that works with a local credit union, Lexington Federal Credit Union, and together we're trying to help facilitate community growth through entrepreneurship. So it's actually part of a collaborative branding effort that we kind of all work together. So then we kind of, Allie kind of said, what would like to kind of in general, what do we know that's happening at the Hungerford? We're just trying to really get a pulse of what's going on, because we mentioned that it's sometimes hard to keep up with everybody's Facebook page. There are some people who do a great job with that Hungerford Insiders, and that's a nice strong tool for us to continue using. And we talked about ways of maybe building that out, but just a way of maybe capturing what is going on in a manner that maybe at least we could share from here during our weekly shows that we're doing, and we could kind of put it out as part of our regular social networking, that kind of promotion. We went through and introduced some of the TV shows or some of the streaming shows that we're doing here to kind of explain the different topics that we talk about, because it's everything from technology to culture. We actually are, we have some series that are trying to explore the upstate culture. We're comparing it economically, if you will, to say Silicon Valley, where we look and say as a resource and as talent and as education and everything, there's absolutely no reason upstate New York shouldn't rival Silicon Valley. And we have some conversations around those kind of truths. So that's something that we're doing on the second Saturdays, and then we've got this open mic thing happening on Friday nights where we're doing social TV. We've got Thursday nights happening, and then maybe one or other two things. We've got an afternoon cocktail with Amanda Ashley, and in each of those shows we actually have some time that we can do things like this. Like actually share with different audiences what it is we're trying to do, and we can kind of promote other people. So we mentioned that if tonight, for example, we had the opportunity to maybe promote somebody who was just opening up the studio for this week, we could have brought them on. But we need, need to make sure we're coordinating that a little bit better and the people understand it, so we don't want anybody to be offended by what we're doing. We went through something that we call the flip book for a business, and this is just basically a very simple, basic product that we're bringing to market with the credit unions. And it's where we actually help businesses set their goals, go through some strategic plans, and it's how do you literally manage with a very basic flip book. And once we help work through this, because this is very intrusive, we actually help put that over to the computer where you can manage all of it mobily. And that's a piece of something, something else that we're offering. And that was in relationship to something we call Brand New You, which is a class that we've been offering out of here. And it is for small businesses to help them develop their brand. And currently, we've got 3 or 4 people who are involved in that class, and a couple of them are businesses right here in the Hungerford. One of the reasons we came to the Hungerford was because this is where small businesses were budding, and we wanted to help them bloom. So that was kind of our introduction and what we were trying to offer and bring to the table. We then went through the promotional activity, and as I mentioned, we had the free social TV spots for targeted relationships, and we had some conversation around that, and if people would like to know more, you're welcome to come in and we can talk. We talked about maybe some sort of thing like floor wars. Get some team, get a captain, some points, and basically it's like we got to promote one another, and the person or team that wins, they get a glass of water, something. We had to keep it really fun, but kind of have that internal flair, try to bring some team kind of spirit into the community itself. That didn't, we didn't really have any absolutes on that. We shared that we have a couple hashtag campaigns, and welcomed everybody to jump on board because we do have some distribution happening on these hashtags. One of them is hashtag Entrepreneur Life, where we just ask people to share encouraging words about what it means to persevere and overcome in your entrepreneur life. Share that throughout the week. Just do a quick hashtag Entrepreneur Life, and that way we can actually start tracking through that Entrepreneur Life hashtag, and we can begin sharing one another's stories, and thereby broadening our reach socially. We have another one right now that we're starting, which is Cultivate, which is really oriented toward women, and it's really to try to bring hope, love, and life into our communities. We talked about on the Hungerford Insiders, maybe starting to share some quick tips on how to effectively use social media, types of things where we can learn from one another, find out what's going on, and just kind of encourage one another. Having a professional development social, basically what we did last First Friday, and just take 15 minutes and focus on a given topic, do some background, some professional development, and then again, network together. We had presentations, what we call Leads and Sales with Cheyenne and Alley as a demonstration of that professional development test that we just spoke of. And they've all shared stories about how they were able to kind of move business forward in 2 different scenarios, or something that they had learned from another business person. So it was very good. We talked about some social sales that we have going on, where we're able to represent some other brands, and possibly if that made sense for businesses internally, that we could add that to them. Allie talked about her Creative Framing monthly newsletter that's going out through Creative Studios, and mentioned that if people were working with us to actually help this promotion, that she could on occasion include some additional shout outs for others in the building, you know, based on their input and what's going on. And then we kind of had a, well, the idea was to have just a mix and mingle and just some conversation, and we did have that. So again, that's kind of our update. I think it maybe ran a little bit longer than I was hoping for it to run.
Yeah. Ooh.
How long?
You're at 10 minutes right
now.
now.
All right, well, we can shut it off from here. We want to thank everybody who did come out last First Friday, and we'll go from there.
Okay, you're done recording.
Oh, okay.
So you want to go out?
Yeah, we'll go out.
Alright.
And we're back. And we are back. Some other exciting news that happened this week at Udicci. It's one of those things when you kind of go, somebody's starting to get it. And we're kind of really excited to announce kind of a whole new production area that's going to be doing some really cool production, some other live streaming, going to be out on the Udicci network, the Udicci.TV network, and we have a little bit of a sneak preview on what that just may look like. And yeah, Tim, you want to cut over to that?
In effect, stomping the front and then, you know, this is good feel.
Yeah, there's definitely a pretty good echo, but
wow, you probably can't guess what's going to happen from that, can you? All right, well, we're not quite ready to get into a lot of details. Oh, wow. Swallowed nothing wrong. So yeah, we're not ready to get into a lot of details at this point, but obviously you can kind of get a guess what's going to be happening soon on Udicci.TV. More great stuff happening out of Rochester. And yeah, so that's fun stuff. So what else is going on, Tim? Let's see here. Let's see. What do we want to kind of talk through? Oh, we've got...
we wanted to talk about the after, a little bit more of the Udicci update segment of that meeting.
Oh, the after meeting.
Yeah, the meeting after the meeting.
Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, so the meeting after the meeting, kind of the Udicci meeting that happened after what we were just talking about, that was actually a point in time where we started pulling together a number of people who we've been working with, and we're just now, we're in the very beginning forms, and it should be available in 2 to 3 weeks, of what we're calling a social sales team. And this is a group of people who each own their own business, and if they have like or complementary businesses, they're kind of working out leads and commission structures to help one another grow. So as opposed to just asking one another, say, hey, if you think of somebody who needs framing, please send them to me. It's going to be more like, hey, if you think of somebody who needs framing, please send them to me, and if there's a sale, I'll pay you for it. So that's a cool thing that we're going to have available for some, a number of small businesses in town, different sales people. It's like I said, it's a social sales team that's starting right here in Rochester. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you've got a small business,
yeah, and that helped us to really kind of outline exactly what our products were going to be. So.
Oh yes, we figured out that we had products. Yes. Yeah, what were our products?
Did we have products?
Why don't we pull up the products? Wow, we are so prepared. Look at this. Now, see, the funny thing is some people watch this like, I can't believe this is what's actually going on. But what people don't necessarily grasp onto is we're trying to be a reality business. We're trying to help people actually see how things grow, and we're trying to share it with everybody. And we're also trying to say this is social media, so you really can't expect it to be perfectly polished because we're just talking.
Did you want that on the screen?
What? Oh,
talk about it.
Well, we could go, let's go to the screen. Let's go to the screen, Tim.
Well, do you want to go to Udicci.TV products, or do you want to go to production, sponsorship, technology?
Let's start at the top. So there are 3 product categories that we currently offer. One is production, the other sponsorship, and the third technology.
Gotta give me a minute.
All right. Well, okay. So basically, for those who've been wondering, what are these people doing? We're just that much closer to being able to, help everybody see it. But still, it's kind of fun that we're starting with some production. We're going to add in some sponsorship, but it's really not until you get to technology do you really start to get to the full vision of what's happening right here in Rochester, New York with Udicci. And it's cool, and you should be involved because it's cool. Right. And even if it's not cool, because it's meant to be good. And that's good. Okay, there we go. All of that fill.
Yeah, good job.
So what's that first one? Launch your own media brand. That sounds cool. Launch your own media brand, which basically means host a 1-hour social TV show each month targeting a specific audience, right? Encourage conversation throughout the month, 5 minutes. Then we've got that whole, your own TV show, your own, I can't even see them, Tim. The TV's so turned on. But you know what the great thing is you could just kind of scroll them very slowly, like credits. And they can go back and look, and we'll make this available online. And it's still scrolling like credits. You get it? Like credits. Really kind of cool.
If you really want
and,
do you want to go up here?
No, that's other stuff. That's other stuff.
Alright.
So, okay. Fun stuff going on behind the scenes. Little teasers happening all around. That is Udicci. That is Udicci.TV. And you know what? What we want to share with our business book, right? Which is a lot of fun. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to come up here and get my little guy in there. This one. This one. You got it? Yeah, you can't read, and I obviously misspelled. So let me go fix that and say, oh, there we go. There we go. It's fixed. So you see what this is that how quickly business can grow. Did you see that? We showed you our goal. We fixed our goal live as we went. But what this was, right, our goal for 2015 was to be positioned for global deployment. And what that means simply is that we are fully functional to help support community commerce around the globe. And that is cool because it's starting right here in Rochester, New York, and it is the new version of social commerce. It's what social commerce would want to be if social commerce knew what to be. It would be called Udicci. Does that help?
That's your updates.
And that's the updates. So we have a few extra minutes, so we're going. We're breaking. Still waiting for our next guest.
Oh, okay. We're cut.
Yeah, we're good. We're early.